sovereign right of owning weapons to protect ourselves with and our families with. Period. No law, no statute, no legislation, no court can take that right away from you. But they have. We gotta put serial numbers on guns. Everybody's gotta register their gun. We gotta check who's buying ammunition now. We have to do background checks. We have to ban guns in our city or our state. And the funny thing about it, they won't tell you that states that allow you to freely open carry has a hell of a lot less crime than we do. I'm not talking about the whole state of Florida or the whole state of Texas or Tennessee, Kentucky, Arizona, etc. Because there's democratic cities in those states that have basically banned guns where the crime is all happening. And the state hasn't taken care of that yet by telling the cities they cannot do that. It's state law, the right to open carry. The city can't go and take that law away. I think it's hopeless for you to even vote for me. I stand up. I've got beaten up. They beat the hell out of me to take my wife away against her will. Totally coherent. They brainwashed my 3 kids to hate me. And 2 of them go to church all the time. All I've done is gone out of my way to give them anything and everything I could possibly give them so they had a better life growing up than me. Homeless, foster care, etc. But all they want is more. I mean, I just bought my son a new truck. I'm the owner. I'm the payee of it, 100%. And he won't let me put in memory of his own mother's on the back window, which doesn't hurt the paint job. Just a little saying in loving memory of Ting T. Don Bly. 1940, 2017. Told me it was his damn truck and I ain't putting a damn thing on it. I bought curtains for the outside of the windows. Those little things that go over to keep the water from running in when you open the window a 1/4 inch or so. I bought a thing to go on the hood to stop the bugs when you're driving down the highways, which he does a lot, from destroying the paint on the front of your hood. He hadn't put them on. He refuses. He's out of my will. He's out of my insurance. I think my other 2 kids are too. I'm tired. Yes, my oldest daughter, when I was young, I was a little bit of abusive to her. And I look back, and I'm sitting there, thank God I stopped. I don't want to be my mother. They used to slam me with her fist in my back and knock me halfway across the room. Or a fist in my face knocking me to the floor. In her drug-induced rages. I never did that extreme to my daughter. But looking back, it didn't work anyway. Other things worked. Like taking away some stuff. I'm still proud of my kids. High-tech jobs. six-figure incomes. My two daughters married men that drink, though, which I don't approve of. But they were raised alcohol-free, drug-free. With a fight to get ahead, which I instilled in them. But why? I should have given them a beer or a cigarette and told them to go to welfare. Sit back on your ass and party the rest of your life. Live off the government. That makes about as much sense as the way I raised them. And help them be upper middle class. While my house is falling apart. Because I'm going to die, I don't care. I just don't want it to fall totally apart while I'm still alive. So I do patchwork now. Instead of completely fixing it right. If you think you got justice in America, when the wall hits you in the face, it's going to be too late. And when you're deemed mentally ill since 1981 because of your service in Vietnam, and no matter how many times it's been disproven, probably 24 times now, blood tests, urinalysis, checking my coffee or my iced tea in mason jars, you name it, hundreds of times. Just last week, a judge demands I wait in her courtroom for 10 minutes until the other side has time to leave. Why am I fighting? Why am I running for Congress? I don't think anybody in Congress I'd like. Because all the ones I've seen running for re-election or running for election, it's a swamp. It's all about money and power. It's not about you and me. Until we vote them all out and get term limits, no retirement, no benefits, as a service to your country, like joining the military and serving your country, which I don't recommend for decade now, 2 decades now, was what I saw they did with Vietnam veterans, Korean War veterans, and then Desert Storm veterans, throwing away us like trash, denying benefits, denying health care when they made us sick. And now with the burn pits and everything, denying it. Our country is so far gone that we promote gambling, drugs, transvestites, gays, even heterosexual. Every show has to have sex scenes, both gay and straight. Every show has to have gay people, transvestites, cross-dressers, etc. on it. When that's only about 1 or 2% of the population, why does every show have it on it? Just about every advertisement by every company now is done by minority people, actors. Because they don't want to be considered racist having a white actor do it anymore. Or a mixture of actors a lot of times before. I'm told I'm privileged. And the more privilege I seem to have, the more I'm screwed. How can immigration let this illegal alien and my brother-in-law that was in jail off and on in Vietnam come here and become a citizen when he's probably still screwing the IRS with his business? Pocketing is basically a cash business, so I think it's mostly, well, it might be all credit card now due to COVID-19, but most of the time he got paid in cash. Nail salon. And my other relatives from my wife are atrocious. When my wife was alive, is what can your husband do for us now? We'll figure something out to have him come over and help us spend your money, spend his time. Oh, she's dead now. We're not talking to him anymore. So be it. I thank God all my mother's relatives are dead. They were a bunch of bastards and bitches. Drug addicts. And most of them had mental insanity, like my mother did. And my sister did. My two sisters. Should I stay sane? I've helped humans of all colors, religions, etc. Most of them have screwed me. But I'm still, out of 100 I've helped, the 5 that really needed it was still made it worthwhile, even though the other 95% lied, cheated, and screwed. This is terrible. I see my camera's on the second 20-minute link. I hate that. It won't go more than 20 minutes on taping. It might be on the third one by now. I don't know how to piece them together on YouTube. So, you might have 3 The Whole Truth number 2s. But think of what I said. This is not dreaming. This is not what I've heard. This is what I've lived through, what I've stated in this video. And I have documents to back it up. But I'm just waiting to die. Go be with my wife. I'm waiting for my 3 dogs to die. Because I don't want them put to sleep. I want them to enjoy life as long as they can. One of them's sick with seizures. Another one is very old and very obese. She's over 11 now. The mother of the 2 kids. And the one that has the seizures. But they're getting almost 9 years old now. I hate this life. I hate our government officials. And I hope they all end up in hell. God, keep protecting me like you have from these officials. Keep helping me get back on my feet like you have, no matter how much they beat me down. Thank you, God. My life has been a living hell. But some good things have come out, like I found a lifelong mate, my wife. That made my life worth living and worth fighting for. God bless.